Hello, this is Blakey Crow. I'm going to chart the chords for the song Abide With Me. Before I chart the chords, first I'm going to play the song as it's written, and then I'll play a second verse where I will use full chords as I play. Hello, this is Blakey Crow. We're going to do a chord analysis for the hymn Abide With Me. Abide With Me is in the key of E flat. In the key of E flat, first, what are your three primary chords? The three primary chords are based on the first, the fourth, and the fifth note of the scales. So looking at E flat, counting up to the fourth would be an A flat, and the fifth would be a B flat. So your one chord would be an E flat, your four chord would be an A flat, and your 5 or 5/7 chord would be a B flat chord. So beginning with the first chord, there's an E, here's a G in the melody, and a B, so an E flat, G, and B flat, because there's flats in the signature, so it's E flat, G, and B flat. That is an E flat chord. The next chord, it has a B flat in the bass, so you might think it's a B flat chord. But B flat has B flat, D, and F, but that's not the notes in the chords. But so there's a B flat and a B flat, and then there's a G and a D flat. If you'll stack these up so that they're thirds apart, it helps you to find this chord sometimes. So trying to restack these to put them in thirds, that's more than a third here. So let's start stacking on top of G. Above G, there's a B flat, and then there is a D. So G, B flat, and D. G, B flat, and D is a G minor chord. If it was a G chord, it'd be G, B, and D, but the B is flatted because it's in the signature. So that makes this a G minor chord. Now the next chord again has the B flat in the bass. Let's see if this is a B flat chord. There's a B flat, D, and F. That is the notes in a B flat, but there's an extra note there. That extra note is the seventh, so that makes it become a B flat 7. We have a C, an E flat, and a G. Again, stack them up in thirds. So if you'll take that E and think of it being here, it'd be C, E flat, and G. Since the third is flatted, then that would be a minor, so this is a C minor chord. For the next chord, in the right hand, there's an E flat and a B flat, and then here's a G in the bass. So that G would stack it in thirds would be E flat, G, and B flat. That's an E flat chord. We have an A flat and an E flat. Here's a C. Put that C in here. It'd be like stacking them in thirds. You'd have A flat, C, and E flat. That is an A flat chord. Here's a B flat in the bass. Let's see if it is a B flat chord. Is it a B flat, a D, and an F? Well, we have B flat 3 times. There's not an F, but it's a B flat and a D. and if there was an F, it would be a B flat. So it's a B flat chord. The two notes that's there belong to the B flat chord. The next one, the bass has a C in it. So we have a C. Here you have an E flat and a B flat, which might look like an E flat, but there's no G in between there. There's no G for the thirds. So it's not an E flat. So what is this chord? It's got a C in the bass, but there's a C and there's an E flat, and the B flat is doubled. So this would be the E flat would make that C a C minor, and then the B flat would make it a seventh. This is a C minor 7. It's a minor because the C, E, G, the E flat is flatted, and then you have the B flat, which is the 7th, added to it. So that's what would be a C minor 7. Next, we have, there's a B flat, and here's a D and an F. Stacking those up in thirds, B flat, D, and F, that's a B flat chord, but you got an A that's added to it, or that's an A flat added to it. Now that is not a B flat 7. If it was a B flat 7, that 7th would be a full step below the root of the chord. So you might think it's a B flat, or is that a B flat 7? We got a B flat here. We got a D and F. B flat, D, and F. Now, is that A flat, is it a full step below the B flat, or is it just a half a step? If it's just a half a step, then it becomes a major 7 instead of just a 7th chord. The 7th chord, the 7th is a full step below the root of the chord. So we think this might be a B flat 7, but here's the B flat, the D, and the F. That makes it a B flat. But if it was a B flat 7, then this would have to be a step, and that A flat actually is a full step below the B flat. So from B flat, you go down to A flat. So that is a B flat 7. Then we have an E flat, and then there's a G, E flat, G, and B. We have an E flat chord. Next, we still have an E flat, G, and B, so that's still an E flat chord. Now, look at this one. They switched and changed that and put in the D here, but with 3 flats, the D is not flatted. So since that D is not flatted, it's not a full step below the E flat. It's only a half step. So that would, with this note added to the 3 half notes, that would be an E flat major 7. It's a major 7. This is a 7 because it's a full step below the root. This one's only a half step below the root, so that's why it would be called an E flat major 7. Then next we have, there's an A flat and a C and an E flat. So stacking them up in thirds, A flat, C, E flat, that is an A flat chord. Here we have an E flat and a B flat. If the G's there, which it is, then stacking them in thirds, E flat, G, and B flat, that will be an E flat chord. Going to the second score, we have an A flat in the bass. Let's see if this is an A flat chord. A flat chord has A flat, C, and E flat, and that's what we have. That's an A flat. Next, we have an E flat in the bass. Is it an E flat? If it was, it'd be E flat, G, and B flat. That's the notes we have, so that is an E flat chord. We have an F in the bass. There's a C. If it was F-A-C, it'd be an F chord. But we've got an F and an A and a C, but the A is flatted, so it's F, A flat, and C. You're lowering that third a half step. That would make that an F minor, but then by adding that seventh note of the scale to it, it would be an F minor 7. F minor because the third is lowered a half step, a 7 because the seventh note of the F scale is added to it. Then we have a B flat. No, we don't have a B flat here. We've got an F. Yeah, there's a B flat, and D and F. So B flat, D, and F. That's stack those up in thirds. Put the B flat on the bottom. B flat, D, and F. That is a B flat chord. Here we have an E flat. There's a G up there, so E flat, G, and B flat. That's an E flat chord. Wow, what's this next one? Looking a little different here. There is a C. There is an E flat. And here's another E flat, and there's an A. So the E flat is repeated. There's an A. So if you stack those up in thirds, you could put the A right below this. You'd have an A and a C and an E flat. Let me turn on the keyboard. On the piano keyboard, if we look at these notes, there's a C, and then there's an E flat, and then there's an A natural. From A natural, you'd go up 1, 2, 3 half steps. From C, you'd go up 1, 2, 3 half steps. Since you're going up 3 half steps in each, a diminished chord has a minor third stacked on top of a minor third. So we might, now diminished chords, any note in the chord can be the name of it. Since we have the C in the bass, I would call it a C diminished. Just C is in the bass. So there's a C diminished, but it could be called A diminished, it could be called C diminished, it could be called E flat diminished. So it could be called either of those. It's just the triad, it's not the full chord. There is another note that goes with the diminished chord, but they just have 3 of them used here. So I would say, since C is in the bass, let's just call it a C diminished. Then next we've got B flat, D, and F. Stacking those in thirds, B flat, D, F. That is a B flat chord. Then we have an E flat, G, and here we also have an E flat, G. This is an E flat chord, it's just missing the fifth, the B flat. So there's an E flat chord, but then what's going to happen is you're going to change and go to that A flat. Now, if you have a chord and the third is replaced by a fourth, that's what you call a suspend 4. So this would be an E flat suspend 4 because you'd have this white note and these 3 notes with this note, and that's when you replace the third with a fourth in the chord, that's called a suspend 4. So that would be an E flat suspend 4. Next we got a B flat, and there's a D, but we've got a G here. So B flat, D, and G. The G kind of messes things up. So we could do this where we have G and B flat and then D. If we go G, B flat, and D, then that would become a G minor. So the B flat is repeated, so there's a B flat. But if you stack them up in thirds, they'll go G there, then here's the B flat right above that, and then take that D above that. So if that was the case, if it was G and B flat and D, then that would be a G minor chord. Now we might think, well, it might be a B flat chord since B flat's in the bass, but we have a B flat and a D, but there's not an F. If there was an F, it'd be B flat, D, and F, and then that G, it would be a B flat 7. It would be a B flat 7, but we're missing the F note. So in this case, that should be a G minor. Next, look at the B flat in the bass, B flat, D, and F, that's a B flat, and then the A makes it an B flat 7 chord. Then we have C. Here's the E flat in the middle and a G. The third is lower to half step. So C, E flat, and G, that is a C minor chord. Next we have an E flat and a B flat, but here's a G between the two, so stacking those in thirds, you get E flat, G, and B flat. That is an E flat chord. But then this note changes. Since it changes, then there's an E flat down to a D. That's only a half a step. That would make it an E flat major 7. If it was a full step, it'd be an E flat 7, but that's only a half step below it. So that would be an E flat major 7. For the last score, we have an A flat in the bass. So we suspect this might be an A flat chord. But so there's an A flat, and there's a C and an E flat. So A flat, C, and E flat, stacking those in thirds, A flat, C, E flat. But there's an extra note there. There is an E flat. So it would be an A flat chord if it was an A flat, C, and E flat, but the extra note starts the B. So the extra note that's a B, it's right above the A flat. So we might could say that's a second. We can check and see, is that also called a ninth? Is it a second or a ninth? We couldn't call this a ninth chord. To be a ninth chord, you have to have the seventh also. The seventh is not there. Since the seventh is not there, you could call it an A flat 2, or you could call it an A flat add 2, or you could say A flat add 9, because 2 go up another octave would be 9, and up an octave is 8. One above that would be 9. So we could call it an A flat add 9. We could call it an A flat add 2, or just call it an A flat 2. But you don't need to call it an A flat 9. If you did, you'd be saying that the seventh is in there also, and it's not. Now the next one, you still have this A flat here to go with this, so that's A flat, and then there's a C and E flat. Stacking those in thirds, A flat, C, E flat, that's an A flat chord. Then we've got a note here where it's a passing tone to take you into this next chord. This next chord, you've got an A flat and a C and an E flat. So there's a C in the bass. With a C in the bass, you might think it's a C chord, but then there's an A flat and there's a C. If it was A flat, C, and E flat, you would stack those in thirds. A flat, C, and E flat would be an A flat chord. But what you've done is you have a natural that takes away that flat, so that actually raises that fifth note of the scale a half step. Since it raises it a half step, that would make it an A flat augmented. So that's an A flat augmented. Next we got a C, and then we've got an E flat and a G and a B flat. So the C, E flat, G, and the B flat. The C, but the E is not flatted. There's a natural here. That natural goes out the rest of the measure. If that natural wasn't there, that'd make it a C minor 7. But that natural still makes this be a natural. So actually it's just C, E, G. stack it in thirds, C, E, G makes a C, add the B7, B flat, and that makes it a C7. Now here there's two notes. That just means the soprano and alto is the same notes. There's no reason those are written twice. It's actually just one note, but since there's no stem, you put it twice to show that soprano and alto are both singing the same note. So we have an F, A, the A is flatted, so it's F, A flat, and C. So since the third is flatted, that would be an F minor. The next chord, taking the baritone note, there's a B flat, D, and F, stacking that in thirds, that's a B flat. But then you've got the seventh note added, so that would be a B flat 7, a B flat 7. Next we have an E flat chord, just E flat, G, and B flat. We're back to possibly a B flat chord. There's a B flat, a D, and an F, which would make B flat, but then you've got the A added, so that makes that become a B flat 7. Next, E flat, G, and B, that's an E flat. Again, here is the B flat, D, and F, but you got the seventh added to it, so that makes a B flat 7. We have C, E flat, and G. It's a C minor because the third is lower to half step. That's a C minor. Now here we have an A flat in the bass. So is that an A flat chord? It'd be A flat, C, and E flat, but there's not an E flat here. Since there's not an E flat, that's not an A flat chord. Just because there's an A flat in the bass don't mean it's an A flat chord. So let's stack some things around. There's an F and an A flat, and then here's a C. So F, A flat, and C, stacking it in thirds, it'd be an F minor because the third is lowered 1/2 step. Then the next one, we have a B flat and a B flat in the left hand, but in the right hand there's an E flat and a G. That B flat, when you stack it in thirds, makes E flat, G, and B flat, so that would be an E flat chord. And then we've got a B flat and a D and an F. A B flat and a D and an F is just a plain B flat chord, but then when this note changes, that makes it a B flat 7. And then a seventh chord leads you back to a 1. So the 1 chord is the E flat. There's E flat, G, and a B flat here. So that's an E flat chord. Why do we want to know the chords for the song? Well, hymns are written for singing. They have a soprano, an alto, a tenor, and a bass. So when you see the hymn book, it's written for people to sing. It's not written for the musician. It would sound a lot better if the musician played some type of accompaniment that would help the singers better, rather than just playing the exact notes. So by learning the chords, when you later start to improvise, this is the first thing you'll do in learning to improvise. You have to learn to recognize the chords. Once you recognize the chords, then you can start working on what can you do to play instead of what is written exactly. So it's a major step in learning to improvise is you must recognize the chords. So that's why we're doing chord analysis of these songs. We're doing this to get you so that you'll be ready to go ahead and start doing improvisation. Now, I'm going to click here, and what I did was I took the song and I went ahead and wrote those chords out for you. So here they are with the chords. Notice it really changes a lot. I mean, it's almost like every time it's changing all the way through the song. It's really, really changing. That was one reason I picked this song, is because it changes so much. Most of the time I play the piano, but then sometimes at church there's no one to play the organ, so I'm really not an organist, but I can play when no one else is there. And I like playing this song on the organ because I like the way those bass notes move. I like playing those bass pedals on the organ. Now on the piano, I play an octave chord system for the left hand. So I'm also on the piano, I'll be doing a lot of octaves on these moving bass notes. I'll be playing an A flat, B flat, C, a D, and E flat, or moving down here, E flat, D, C, B flat. So on the piano, I like playing those moving octaves. On the organ, I like playing those bass pedal notes on those notes. So I enjoy both of those. I enjoy the piano a lot more because I've played the piano so much more. I've only played the organ when I have to, when I'm filling in. But still, this is kind of a fun song on the organ in addition to the piano. Let me know your comments. Let me know down below what you think. This one does change chords quite a bit. And so maybe some of these different, like a suspend chord you might not have seen before. And then the major 7 and the minor 7. Or just a regular 7 and a major 7. What's the difference in a major 7 and just the 7? The regular 7th, the 7th note is one full step below the root. On a major 7, it's only a half step. So that's the difference where you call it. The major 7 is not used that much in hymns. You don't see it that much in hymns. You'll see the regular 7th used most of the time for your hymns. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know about any comments you have. Thanks for watching.